Okay, Solidaire is an organization that is giving an opportunity to apply to their movement infrastructure fund. And so Community Democracy Project is going to answer one of the questions, which is what is our role in power building in Oakland? And we're going to go around in a circle and do it. And for me, our role is in going beyond the power to influence, which is what we have the opportunity to do now, to having the power to decide by bringing participatory budgeting to Oakland and having all residents actually decide on how we invest in our communities.
Part of CDP's role in power building is changing the way power works, changing our relationship to power, right? Moving from and changing the paradigm of power altogether, right? So the idea of power, instead of it being owned by a few elites that make decisions for the rest of us, power comes from the people, from the grassroots, from the people of Oakland deciding together their collective reality. So shifting the idea of power altogether from elite 1% notions of power to true mass power.
The Community Democracy Project is turning the power structure right side up by putting the people of Oakland in charge of the entire city budget. So our work in power building has to do with going from fighting the power to being the power.
I would say part of what we are contributing to the organizing landscape in Oakland is expanding people's definition of democracy and realizing that democracy isn't about putting people, like having elections and putting people on pedestals and expecting them to do the work for us, but it's something that we can all exercise in our daily lives. And this is something that we're trying to do not only in our goal, but also in the way that we organize and kind of bring community organizing down as a concept, not just for activists, but for everybody.
CDP, is power building through giving folks a venue to exercise their democratic will in a way that there currently isn't really a space for outside of biannual elections, and just having a sense of more of a collective identity by actually meeting up with your neighbors to influence change in institutions that normally we completely never have access to and are unaccountable, especially if it's administrative, like the budget or how a city spends its money.
I'll say it's right in our website, hellopeoplepower.org. It's all about taking back control and putting the power into the hands of the people, but not just having the power, but actually how do we walk that road to get to the power? That's building the connections, and that's where we build our powers and building our connections in our community.
An important part of how we're building power is by creating a place for people to come together and talk to each other face to face. And I think that an important part of building power is also learning how to share power and talk to each other and come to agreements that help everybody in the community. And I think that being able to do that face to face with our neighbors is going to help us move beyond the polarization and the influence of advertising and other corporate influences.
The vision that we're organizing for in CDP is absolutely a radically democratic and egalitarian future, but even our work to get on the ballot is an exercise in building people power. Here I meet and organize with my neighbors. I engage with you all in democratic problem solving, and we think and act collectively and learn how to really care about each other and build a future that we all want to live in.
Power building is the core and the vision of CDP, and making it so people can realize that they can solve the problems that they're facing with their neighbors and not have to wait for other people to come in and fix problems for them, and really exercising democracy as a muscle everywhere from on your block all the way up to the city, the state.
I'm going to be super quick because I'm running out of time, and we are all running out of time, and we need to get everybody involved in this project because everyone should be included in how our funds are spent.
Chris said that their mic or something isn't working, but in the chat they put ditto all these lovely answers.